Gendo is disturbed by the happiness around him. He cannot allow himself to smile even a moment. Theodore Futsky to take over for him. Reminds Dr. Akagi about their meeting in Lab 5 later on. Meeting in Lab 5. Bring your lab coat. He ponders for a moment, why is LCL that salty? And then moves along.
Okay. Meanwhile, after a while, after the contestants had decided to drink some more liquid out of the pools, Duo ended up drinking the most, and he ended up winning the contest. When he stepped out of the pool, there was Pepsi dripping over him, and Dorothy thought he was so hot. However, the Pepsi was really sticky, so Duo decided to walk up to a nearby hose and ended up hosing himself off. And Dorothy thought he looked so hot doing that with all that water dripping down him. Wow. Not only that, but he was wearing American flag Speedos, so he
would be.
And it made his butt even more noticeable, and she thought he had a really hot butt, so she decided to walk up to him and pinch it. Pass.
At which point Duo probably runs screaming.
Ritsuko, who was stuck in between Duo and Gendo, ended up seeing this and was traumatized for life. Shinji is traumatized for life for the 15th time this week. However, he finally managed to stop screaming and climb to the top and surface, able to get some air in his lungs after vomiting up some cherry cola. And he starts, of course, mentally, because he's currently vomiting, whining and angsting for another 20 minutes.
Only 15? You get a late start?
Ray, on the other hand, having drained half the pools, came in a close second as it's the drinking contest, and then they go on to the sushi eating contest. Ray turns to him and says, "I don't eat meat." And so they give her trays and trays of different kinds of vegetarian sushi, which unfortunately was only consisted of a nori, because all the other sushi they had consisted of fish and all sorts of meat.
At the sushi eating contest, Hiro, now sunburned.
I've got to go.
Sunburned on both sides of his
who are we giving to at the end?
Is definitely afraid of rice. You see, he had a traumatic childhood in which he almost choked on some rice, and he can't stand rice again. So he decides he's not going to eat it, and decides to throw it away back at the sushi chef, saying, "No rice, no rice," in a language the sushi chef cannot understand. Pass.
What sort of Japanese person is Hiro?
Gendo, upon seeing that Hiro had a traumatic childhood, immediately tells him that he is the 6th child in the Marjorie report and recruits him as an Ava pilot. And he shoves him into a plug suit, not unlike wrapping a California roll in seaweed, and boots him from the room.
And after that, it makes Dorothy decide that everyone should have the next contest be a wet T-shirt contest. And so everyone starts participating, puts some T-shirts on, and they get themselves hosed down. Pass.
Ritsuko, who is finally figuring out that this might just be the contest for her, decides that she doesn't want to win, though she does end up walking up behind Gendo with an extremely large pail of water and dumps it all over him. Shinji is, once again, traumatized, but he manages to submit to the water, all while inner monologuing about how pale he is, and how he has no muscles, and he's just generally incompetent. Until some random passerby, noticing his inner monologuing and something about the eyes, decides to slap him upside the head.
As Risco is not soaking wet herself, and Ray, of course, wins the contest because she is the one with the best rack in the room.
Hey, you're not going to give me a chance over here?
A career woman.
Well, you know, Hero loves these kind of contests. He used to do these in bars all over the colony, in gay men bars, of course. Winning contest after contest, getting some extra money because, you know, flying a Gundam is absolutely nothing with no benefits and you're always shot at. So he decides, I'll wear a really tight white shirt. And he pours water all over himself and conforms to his muscled body and his upper torso and his lower torso, where it just shows every single muscle and minute detail, and Dorothy is just awestruck with a bloody nose.
Gendo does several things. First, he walks over to Ray and takes the trophy from her, saying that technically she doesn't win because he made the rack. And lo, I created it, therefore the trophy is mine. Then he orders Ray, and Shinji might actually be showing a hint of self-confidence, tells Ray to tell Shinji that everybody can see his outie, thus destroying what little self-confidence he once had. He doth take his trophy, sits it on the desk next to him, and orders Fuyutsuki to polish it.
Dorothy decides that this was enough contest, and so she decides to let everyone go. However, because she thinks that Duo looks so hot, scantily clad, she wouldn't let him leave with any clothing, so he would have to leave scantily clad. And she also thought Hiro was really hot that way too, so it was the same way with him. And she thought that so many females deserve to see Hiro and Duo in such natural ways. And she decided a year later to have and she told the Gundam pilots on one condition that they could only leave if they could either come back to do another series of unusual contests or hire some other random anime characters to compete in some unusual stories of Story Die, and they agreed whatever it would take to get away from Dorothy, and they ended up telling more anime characters about it, and more anime characters looked forward to participating in Story Die for next year. The end.
Yay! Of course, next year, Hiro has eaten too much sushi, so he's fat. The end.